So hey, what's up, box fan? So if you're trying to choose a gym, there's a lot of options and it may be overwhelming at times. Now, the thing is, you probably don't even know the signs and maybe some red flags out there when choosing a gym. Every single boxing gym, every single boxing coach, they're gonna swear that they've done this, they've done that. They're gonna talk about their accolades, and yeah, they may have probably won some Golden Glove championships and whatnot. But something to consider is there's always an age and a weight class, and maybe they're probably not even maybe there's not even a big boxing community in that area as there used to be, and they're just gonna go and try to flaunt their accomplishments here and there and yada 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 and say this is why we're the best. Now, here are some major red flags and why you should avoid these gyms. Now, this doesn't include for all boxing gyms, right? This may be some signs and symptoms of bad bullshit boxing gyms. So number one, if they do a lot of conditioning. Now, don't get me wrong, conditioning is vital. Conditioning is important, but you're there for techniques. If they give you majority of conditioning, like let's just say this, 80% conditioning and 20% boxing, then most likely they don't really are there to teach you boxing. They're trying to substitute they're trying to substitute conditioning with the concept of boxing. I know sometimes they're like, hey, if you can't finish this conditioning, then I can't teach you the secrets of my trade, yada, 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 right? Well, that's just bullshit, alrighty? They're just scamming money off of you. Number two red flag is if the gym is way too clean. Now, I know that sounds kind of crazy. There are clean boxing gyms, but then sometimes being way too clean may be an indication that this is not a place where people sweat and not a place where people work. So this may be an area where it's just there for like a business model or mindset, etc. Number three, this one's a dead giveaway. If your boxing gym or boxing like place where you train is at a CrossFit gym, just run. In all honesty, a lot of boxing gyms are under the guise that there are boxing trainers and boxing like competitions and yada yada yada, but in fact they're actually CrossFit with a disguise as boxing. And a lot of people that want to learn boxing are actually signing up for CrossFit. And they're pretty much being scammed out of money in order to go and keep the business running and keep the business flowing. So yeah, avoid CrossFit gyms. Here's another red flag. If there are no pros, if there are no current pros inside that gym that are training, then you're probably not at the right place. There needs to be pros that are present inside that gym in order for you to know that they have serious competition going on. Another major red flag for boxing gyms is sparring. Now here's the thing, light sparring is great, medium sparring is great, and heavy sparring is good, of course. But if they only focus on heavy sparring, like constant heavy sparring, where it leads to more brain damage rather than anything else, avoid those at all costs because they're dangerous for you, they're dangerous for your mentality, they're dangerous for your brain, and it's not worth going there. Another red flag for a gym is if it's mainly kids. If there is a lot of kids, right, and a lot of older generation adults, don't get me wrong, you could go and start boxing at any single age. But if you're missing that middle gap group, I'm talking about 15 to 35. If you don't see a lot of these guys, then you're at the wrong gym. Why? Because these guys that are actually trying to fight are going to go to a place where they learn how to fight. A lot of places where it's only kids, it's because adults are taking them there and they don't realize that they're paying for like bullshit classes, and they think that their kid is getting better at boxing because they don't actually know what real boxing is or how real boxings operate. And they're just pretty much wasting money thinking that their kids are getting better at a fighting art style when in reality they're just doing like workouts with boxing gloves. Now, a lot of these gyms, they'll do anything to go and keep you around. For starters, they'll be like, hey, let's go win this world record. You have this skill, you have this talent. I'm going to go and push you out there. And you're probably going to do the most jabs in like 1 minute because you're so good at your age group. And they're going to like come up with weird types of, I guess, like gimmicks. Another one is, hey, you're so good, I'm going to take you to the Olympics. You're going to get to the Olympics. But in reality, come on, it's not really going to happen. And so you need to avoid these types of weird gimmicks that they got going on. Sometimes they offer classes like dancing, like maybe salsa dancing or some type of other like side weird class, and they say it helps you incorporate with boxing. Avoid those gyms at all costs. So these are some red flags that you should avoid in boxing gyms. Of course, some of them may be real, some of them may be legit. Example, like being clean. Don't get me wrong, being clean is a good thing, right? But sometimes it may be a sign that it's not a real hardcore working boxing gym. All right, that is the video for today, and I hope to see you guys in the ring. Bye-bye.